The City and Guilds College is now the largest college within the Imperial College of Science, Technology and Medicine. It was set up in 1884 with support from the City of London, together with the Guilds, or livery companies in London, as the first university-level institution for engineering in the United Kingdom. Nearly 90 years ago, the City and Guilds College joined with the Royal College of Science and the Royal School of Mines and moved to South Kensington to form Imperial College, now the biggest concentration of technological and scientific research and education in Britain. All round the world there's evidence of the work of engineers who have graduated from the college, and they've influenced many aspects of modern life. 6 years after finishing his studies at the college in 1893, Cecil Booth invented the process of cleaning fabrics by sucking air through them. His vacuum cleaning process was patented in 1901, and Booth built his first equipment shortly afterwards. Probably the greatest British electronics engineer this century, and the most prolific electronic engineer, was Alan Blumlein, who graduated in 1923 from the City and Guilds College. In his short life, he was killed in 1942. He was granted 128 patents, one for every 6 weeks of his working life. Much of the success of one great British company was built on the work of this one man. He developed an extraordinary range of principles, designs and products in acoustics, radio, electronics, telephony, stereo recording and reproduction. He devised the first composite video waveform for high-definition television, which in concept is still used. He invented many electronic circuits, including radar systems that were vital to wartime use of airborne radar. It was while testing one of these radar systems that he was killed in an air crash. Another graduate in civil and mechanical engineering was Freeman, later Sir Ralph Freeman. His work is even more visible, the very famous Harbour Bridge in Sydney. One of the most well-known names in the world for a racing car is Bluebird, the name given by Donald Campbell to the car with which he sought and captured many land speed records. Campbell was one of the first to have the effect of lifting forces on a racing car, in this case Bluebird, checked with the aid of a wind tunnel in and based on research in the Department of Aeronautics at the college. The contribution of the college and its graduates to the war effort during 1939 to 45 was immense, contributing to several well-known engineering achievements which proved to be of immense importance to the success of the D-Day landings in Normandy in 1944, in particular Mulberry and Pluto. Mulberry was the name given to the artificial harbour that was constructed and floated across the channel to allow the flow of supplies to the troops fighting on the European mainland. Pluto stands for pipeline under the ocean, a pipeline through which fuel supplies were channelled with great efficiency from the south coast of England to the European mainland. The contributions of the college were recognised at the highest level during the visit of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth, now the Queen Mother, to the centenary celebrations of the Imperial College in the Albert Hall in October 1945.
I know that the success of our D-Day invasion was in great part due to engineers trained in your city, engineers who were trained in your city and Guilds College.
In more recent years, one of the professors in the Department of Electrical Engineering, Denis Gabor, became the first electronic engineer to win the Nobel Prize, in his case specifically for his invention of holography. The hologram captures three-dimensional information about a scene or image on a single plane, two-dimensional surface. With the aid of a source of pure light, for example from a laser, the original complete three-dimensional image can be reconstructed from this hologram. The commonest day-to-day sight of a white light hologram now is on a credit card, but there are important industrial and scientific applications also. Gabor also worked on a flat TV display, although his work has since been overtaken by solid-state devices. These days, the college is greatly in demand by industry because of its facilities and expert knowledge. For instance, the Honda wind tunnel in the Department of Aeronautics is a valuable asset in the study of the aerodynamics of buildings and of motor vehicles. In the Department of Electrical Engineering, amongst many other major developments, innovative work on linear electric motors for propulsion is now extensively used, for example on light railway systems. The expertise of the Civil Engineering Department has been utilised on a number of major projects, from the structural stress patterns in elevated motorways to the design of the Thames flood control barrier. Its expert knowledge of earthquake engineering is also much in demand. Experiments on the department's shake table provide graphic demonstration of the need for special design principles for protection against seismic disturbances in many parts of the world. In 1985, the City and Guilds College celebrated its centenary with several major events: a symposium on technology for the 21st century and an exhibition of research, Technology 2000, which was opened by the then Prime Minister, Mrs. Margaret Thatcher. Our centenary banquet in the Guildhall in the City of London was held in the presence of the Lord Mayor and of Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. Over the years, the demands of technological education and research have placed strains on the site, and the South Kensington campus is now a tightly packed concentration of lecture rooms, laboratories, offices and libraries, and of course people. With some 3,000 students in the City and Guilds College, student life too has had to evolve over the years. Perhaps the sports days of the past are now merely history. But the annual Morphy Cup boat race at Putney still draws many students down to the riverbank. In 1928, things were much the same, but perhaps the transport facilities look rather different these days. However, the motor club faithfully maintains the inviolate mascot Boanerges, our James and Brown AW38, built in Hammersmith in 1902 and still a notable entrant in the London to Brighton veteran car run each November. The college was rebuilt in the years between 1960 and 1975 to accommodate the demands of growth. The transitional period as the various departments, here the Department of Mechanical Engineering, took over their new buildings, has left some record of how different things were even 30 years ago. The spacious interior of the original building has given way to efficient, functional new buildings, and even since then, things have changed. Lectures and students do not look quite the same as they did. This film has concentrated mainly on historical developments, selecting merely a tiny fraction of the college's past research, rather than what is going on at present. Now the college is well into its second century, with the accolade of having every one of its engineering departments ranked as of the highest quality, judged by the most stringent international standards.